What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're still here with another free agency rebuild, or I guess being in the midst of it, as the Utah Jazz have made a couple moves this offseason. Obviously, they drafted Ace Bailey when it was apparently against his wishes to come to Utah, and they just traded away John Collins. Let's go ahead, without further ado, jump in and rebuild the Utah Jazz after, I guess, they traded away John Collins and drafted Ace Bailey. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs. If you want to help us reach that goal, that would be amazing. Also, I just literally uploaded a new update on my share scenario. Nothing too crazy. The latest move that I just updated was Vucevic on the Wizards. Just got a two-way contract, so I added him back. And then I think I gave Booker his extension and Chet his extension. Now, unfortunately, I can't get up to the numbers that they got in real life, but I gave them the most I could. So if you want to check that out, of course, I've been posting all about it on my community post tab. Unfortunately, I don't have a Jazz shirt yet to represent the Jazz. I'm not dressed for the occasion, but regardless, we're going to be rebuilding the Jazz, like I said. So the biggest addition, of course, is I guess they did try to Colin Sexton as well. So the way I look at this, I feel like the Jazz freed up minutes for their young players, which I think is a win. Obviously, they didn't get much for John Collins. They didn't get much for Colin Sexton. But at the end of the day, they at least freed up minutes for some of their young guys, which is a good sign going forward. They currently have 16 players on their roster, but I would imagine Kevin Love is obviously going to be the guy that's going to be more than likely bought out. Nothing has come official of that, but I'm pretty sure he will be. So that's going to be the guy we get rid of. Now, unfortunately, in 2K, if you just buy or you just release them, 2K will automatically stretch their contract. I really wish 2K would add a feature where you can just have it count against your books one season or stretch it. Maybe that comes soon, but let's not hold our breath, obviously. So I don't expect the Jazz to do anything too crazy this offseason. I mean, Markkanen's always going to be like a trade candidate, but I don't think that's going to happen this offseason. Maybe deadline that pops up, but for now, he's going to stick around. So we're just going to go straight to player progression. Not going to do anything else in free agency. We got Markkanen starting to regress. Kelsey's up to an 85, which obviously he'll be looking for a new contract after this season, so we'll see what we do with that. He usually asks for quite a bit in 2K, and usually I do give it to him, but maybe we go a different direction. Obviously, there's a bunch of Lakers rumors about him all the time, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore. So again, the only thing we need to do is basically buy out Kevin Love. But again, I don't want them to automatically stretch it. I imagine if the Jazz were to buy him out, he more than likely will give up some money and of course just have them count against the books for one season. So we're going to get rid of him. And my recommendation, the best way to do this so it doesn't count against you for multiple seasons, is just lower his contract to as low as possible and just release him. It's still going to stretch out like 390K, which is kind of unfortunate, but at least it's better than, I guess, like 1 point whatever million counting against us. So I'll see you guys rotation going into year number one. So let's go ahead and look at this rotation going into year number one. So they got Keontae George starting at point guard with Ace Bailey starting at the 2. We got Markkanen at the 3. Kyle Filipowski's at the 4. By the way, if there's a Jazz fan watching this, are they getting rid of these yellow jerseys like officially, or are they going to still have them in their arsenal next season? Because I knew they just, introduced some new jerseys, but I'm not sure if these are still going to be a possibility for them. Kind of hope they're not, obviously. I think if they could just commit to that purple, white, and black, I think that looks the best for them going forward. And then a little bit of the blue, I think, as well. And then Collier, Sensabaugh, Hendricks, Nurkic. And then one thing I forgot to mention is, obviously, they did trade up to draft Walter Clayton. So I forgot to talk about that, too. We're going to get him some minutes right away in year one as well. I don't want him to sit out and not play. So, unfortunately, Nurkic, I just don't think there's really any reason for us to play him in year one other than him just being a backup center. So Cody Williams is going to get some run too. And then that leaves, like, I guess, yeah, these are all two ways down here. And I think that's probably going to run. So it's going to be Cody Williams, Clayton, Hendricks, Sensabaugh, Collier, Kessler, Filipowski, Markkanen, Bailey, and Keontae George for the rest of the season. So I'll see you guys at the end of year one. If I do stop at the trade deadline to, of course, trade like Lauri Markkanen or something, I'll show you. I don't think I'm going to rush that right away. I think I might wait till the offseason to do that. I think I'm just going to let this team play out. The hope is that we land a good lottery pick. I think that's what this team needs to rely on. And I think there's a good chance that that's going to happen. So here's your All-NBA first team. We have Shea, Jokic, Doncic, Wembanyama, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Here's your All-NBA second team. Curry, Sabonis, Brunson, Young, and James Harden. Here's your All-NBA third team with Thompson, John Morant, Embiid, LeBron, and Mobley. Of course, we did not actually do get Kessler making an all-defensive first team, which, of course, is going to only bolster his value this offseason. Ace Bailey and Kyle Filipowski, which... why is he registering as a rookie? That's kind of weird. I don't know. Not sure. I guess maybe when I start a new start today file, I'm not sure. Maybe 2K did something where it wasn't even showing his stats previous year. Don't know, but it is what it is, I guess. He is going to show up as a rookie again for whatever reason. But hey, cool, I guess. So does that mean, like, because he should be in his... Yeah, okay. Yeah, just, I don't know. Just didn't have his stats from the year before for whatever reason. Okay, 15 points from Ace Bailey, 19 from Markkanen, 17 from George. And then, yeah, so Markkanen led the way with 18. 17 from George, 15 from Ace Bailey, 12 from Sinspot, 11 from Collier, 10 and 12 from Kessler, and then 10 and 6 from Filipowski, 7 from Hendricks, and 7 from Clayton, and 4 from Cody Williams. So, of course, we were extremely bad, which is what I, really wanted to see. We need to hope that we get lucky in this 2026 lottery. That's going to be the hope, so we'll see if that works out that way. Let's go see who goes on to win it all. It'll be the Hawks and the Spurs, and the Hawks will win the championship in year number 1. So, not only... did they just win a championship? There's a potential they are about to add a good lottery pick to that team as well. So that's why it feels like the Hawks turned around their season or turned around their future this offseason in the most beautiful way possible. I mean, honestly, since the DeJounte Murray trade, obviously where DeJounte going to them didn't work out, but they flip him into Dyson Daniels and some other stuff. So the Hawks have done some great things, man. That's all I'm going to say. But they're not the focus of today's video. Look at that. They're about to get like a top 5 pick potentially. But we are projected the best odds. What that means is we're going to drop to 6 probably. Let's see if that's what happens. And we dropped to 5. Close enough. So Miami's going to get 1. We dropped to the 5th overall pick, which, yeah, I mean, that's the reality of the lottery, right? Sometimes it's just not going to go your way. Teams like this will be very, very unlucky. We do get Pistons at 2 and Wizards at 3. The Pistons are a video I want to do soon as well. They did a couple things in free agency. Will Hardy will remain the head coach as we continue to gather through this rebuild, but... let's see we get the 6th overall selection. Sucks, or 5th overall. It sucks that we fell that far. We have the 23rd pick in the 2nd round from the John Collins trade. The number 1 is going to be Darren Peterson to Miami. So DeBanza is going to fall to Detroit, and he does. Okay. Then we got Cameron Boozer to Washington. Would love one of those 3 guys. Unfortunately, going to miss out on all of them. And then Nate is going to go to Atlanta. So who do we want to take is the question. So we could take Chris, which we're not going to do. We have Dash Daniels. We have Elijah Arenas. We have Yabusele. Jaden, Koa Pete, Kareem Lopez, Caleb Wilson, Mikael Brown. I do think it probably makes the most sense to draft Elijah Arenas as the guy that could maybe lead our franchise into something going forward. So I do think that's where we'll go with this. Elijah Arenas will be the pick. So welcome to the Utah Jazz, Elijah Arenas. And again, like I said, we have a late pick in the 2nd round. So we can get Mikey Williams here, I guess. So yeah, sure, why not? We'll grab Mikey Williams here. So Central Florida, maybe I could 2-way him if it lets me. It may not. Yeah, so we can throw him in a 2-way and see what he can do. Just kidding. We have to release one of our 2-way guys. So I'm going to go ahead and release, I guess, Elijah Harkless at this point. And then we'll sign Mikey Williams to a 2-way. And it still says we are. Okay, whatever. So I guess I can't 2-way him even though I did that, which is weird. But all right. So we won't, or we'll just sign him to regular contract. Player options, we got Steve Mikhailuk, which we will decline. Springer will accept. So we'll accept all of these. And then qualifying offers. Kessler, Ponjay, and Lewis were our 2-ways. And obviously Kessler's the big one. So he is a free agent, and he is about to ask for a ton of money. $35 million a year to be exact, which I would like to get that number down to like 20, 25. I think that'd be better. So we will try to get that as low as possible. And then Nurkic is going to be gone, so that's fine. Okay, so right now going forward, we have Keontae George, Collier, and Walter Clayton as kind of the back or the point guard options. Elijah Arenas was just drafted. I think we'll be moving Ace Bailey to the 3 going into next season. Him and Arenas can start together. We'll probably move Markkanen out of here this offseason. Or you could slide Markkanen down to the 4 as well if we want to do that. We'll figure it out. And we don't have a 5. We could probably move Filipowski to the center, be the backup there. But it all stems on what we want to do with Lauri Markkanen. So I do think I'm going to look at offers, but they have to make sense. So I think that's where we'll start. And then I'll show you what we're going to be paying Walker Kessler if I don't find a trade for Markkanen. I do kind of like the idea of this where we just get a 1st round pick and we get Keldon Johnson's expiring contract. The Spurs get themselves a real good player to put next to Victor Wembanyama, Dylan Harper, and everything they have going on over there. So I think we could get behind this. Now, I'd like to squeeze 2 firsts out of them if I can. That's the hope anyway. So this Hawks pick really shouldn't be that valuable to them anymore either. So we can get like a, swap best in 2028 and a 2027 protected Atlanta pick. I mean, can I squeeze something else out of them? I'll try. Like Carter Bryant's probably too optimistic. Can we get like Axel Lundberg, who has only 2 years? He was just drafted in the 2nd round. I mean, we'll try, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get all of that. So they want to say no to that. What if we just ask for this and they want Kyle Anderson? We get them Michael Williams. We get Malachi Moreno. I think I'm okay with this. So Kyle Anderson gets to go back to San Antonio as well, which I think is a beautiful story in that. And yeah, so we get 2 firsts for Markkanen, get off his contract, and the Spurs get themselves a good player to put next to what they have going on right now. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So just like that, Markkanen is now gone. We fully turned our page to the youth movement. Keldon Johnson is going to be here for probably 1 season, and I'll kick him out after that. So now it is time to figure out what we're about to pay Walker Kessler, because that's going to be the big thing, as what we end up paying him. He's getting an offer sheet, and as much as I don't want to pay him as much as he's getting, don't think we can let him walk for nothing, so I am going to match it. So Kessler is going to be re-signed to a much bigger deal than I would have wanted, but it is what it is. And I think we have a full rotation. It's full of a bunch of young players, so we kind of figure out who is going to stick and who will be eventually traded away. It's all going to kind of depend on play progression. So not going to do anything else in free agency, even though we could hypothetically spend money, but I don't think that's the best way to go about things. So we got George up to an 86. He's going to be extension eligible here soon. Collier's up to an 84, so big jump from him. Ace Bailey is up. Filipowski is up. So yeah, this team, and even Clayton is up in 78 overall. So a lot of good things to like here. I think Springer will start the 2 this upcoming season, and we're going to see what this team can do with Markkanen, and all the veterans are gone. No Sexton, no Collins, no Markkanen. This is a full youth movement here. We're going to see what they can do all together in this second season here. So here is a rotation going into this second season. We have Keontae George as the point guard. He will be getting an extension in the offseason. Hopefully we don't have to pay him too much money, but we'll see what he's asking for. Elijah Arenas is going to get the start in his rookie season. We got Ace Bailey slid to the 3. Keldon right now is at the 4, which not really sure how much I love that, but I guess for now he can start there. He's not going to be here after that. Kessler, Collier, Filipowski, Sensabaugh, and Hendricks, and Walter Clayton. We could just totally kick out, like I said, Keldon Johnson out of the rotation entirely, and just have, I guess, Hendricks start there and have Cody Williams part of the rotation, which is probably the better way to go about things, but it is what it is. We'll just play Keldon at the 4 and live with it. I mean, I think we probably need to tank more anyway. We're probably not quite where we want to be, so do we even have our pick in 2027? We do. Oh my, wait, hold on. Hold the phone. We have Lakers 2027, which I know there's some protections on that. We just got the Hawks pick, of course, which that's probably going to be a bad pick. We got a swap here. We got, 4 first-round picks and then 2 next year as well. So we're in a good spot as far as draft compensation is concerned. So let's simulate year 2. Let's see how much better things are about to be. And then, of course, one thing I do want to look at before we keep going is what are shot tendencies on this team. So Ace Bailey's is getting up there, which is good. And Clayton's is 68, 69. Then what is there? He's all the way down here, isn't he? Arenas is 83. Okay, I'm cool with that. So I'm gonna simulate the rest of the season, and I will see you guys with the results at the end. If I stop at the deadline, which I don't think I will show you. But more than likely, this is just another tank season and adding a good prospect to what we have going on right now. We actually are indeed at the trade deadline, and as much as I hate to do this, I will explain my justification here in just a second. So we're going to be trading Bryce Sensabaugh over to the Memphis Grizzlies. We're going to be getting Isaiah Harwell. The reason why we're doing this is because, well, both him and Hendricks are free agents, and Sensabaugh is asking for more money, so I guess it's just kind of like a cap casualty, unfortunately. And we're going to be getting a guy who's under team control for 4 seasons. Maybe doesn't have a big role in Memphis, but Sensabaugh playing pretty good, and he would have a good role in Memphis, so I just think it's probably better for him to go there. So we're going to make this trade happen. I did extend Keontae George, by the way, as well. I'm going to admit that George and Kessler being paid a little bit more than I'd want to pay them. George is now making $30 million a year as well, but that's just kind of the reality of, how things are going to be. So these two are making all the money, and we have to hope that they are able to lead us somewhere. So Ace Bailey climbed up to an 86, which is nice. And then, like I said, Hendricks and Sensabaugh were both willing to sign an extension. Sensabaugh just asked for more money. I decided to trade him instead. So I do want to keep Taylor Hendricks. He's not having the greatest season in the world, I would admit. But if we just pay him, I guess, simply off potential, like kind of the Jabari thing, I think that's what I want to do. I'm going to give him 2 years, though. I don't want to give him a long-term contract, so I'm going to give him 2 years to, show me that he can develop into something. Yeah, that was kind of what I wanted to do there. So now that will give Cody Williams some minutes as well. Harwell will just sit on the bench for this season. So that's what we'll look like. We're still really bad right now, which is what I expected. But I felt like that was a very necessary move to avoid having to pay both Sensabaugh and Hendricks. And instead, we choose to only pay one of them. So Shea wins MVP. We got Cameron Boozer, Rookie of the Year. Damian Lillard's your 6th man on the Blazers. Wow, that's actually really cool to see him. Why is it only showing one? That's so weird. Why is it only showing that? Is he? I don't know. I don't get that. Why is it not showing his previous stats? Maybe it's just something's broken in this share scenario. I don't know what's going on there, but whatever. Wemby's your Depoy, Carter's your most improved, and John Morant's your clutch player, and Kid is your coach and your executive. Goes to Austin Newsome. So, as a Blazers fan, I would definitely welcome Dame back to Portland at any time he wants to come back. Does it make sense for him to come back right now? That I'm not sure, but as much as I love Damian Lillard, if he wanted to come back, I'd be all for it. So all defensive second team goes to Walker Kessler, so he continues to show out for being an all defensive team for us. And then Elijah Arenas makes all rookie first team as well, which we're going to see how much he averaged his rookie season. So we were not good again. We're actually the worst team in the West again, I believe. So I'm hoping next year will be different. So let's take a look at the stats and we'll see what it's looking like. So you had 21 from Ace Bailey, 16 from Keontae George, 15 from Arenas, 13 from Keldon, and 10 from Collier. 9 from Kessler, 9 from Filipowski, and 6 from Walter Clayton. All right, with some of these playoffs, and again, we'll be relying on the lottery. So I'm already noticing Atlanta made the playoffs, so that pick won't be good. Pacers Thunder, so a rematch there, and the Thunder do beat them this time in 4, sweep them. And here are your retirements. So Harden retires a Laker, which is interesting. But okay, fingers crossed we get some lottery luck. Do we have a second lottery pick in here? Yeah, we do, via the Lakers. Again, I'm pretty sure that pick is only like top 3 protected. So as long as the Lakers don't jump up here, we should be getting 2 lottery picks, which is nice. Now, fingers crossed, ours actually stays in the top 3. But again, I have a gut feeling that we're dropping a 6 or 5 or whatever. So let's see what happens. Oh, we got 3 this time. We also get 10 via the Lakers. So 3 and 10, and then 14. Wow, we had another lottery pick I didn't even notice. So we get 14 from Cleveland. So, and 21. I don't think we need to take that many rookies. We have a lot of young players as it is already. So I think we're going to try to consolidate some of these picks and make a trade probably. So I think that's the best thing to do. I know Brooklyn in real life just had 5 picks and they drafted 5 rookies. I don't expect to do that right now. We're going to see if there's some scenario where trading up makes sense. So if I find that, of course, I will show you guys that, the idea that I have. So I think we're going to go ahead and try to package 10, 14, and 21 for pick 5. Well, let's just go ahead and try to get another top 5 pick added to this team, and the 76ers will agree. So again, I was not looking to draft, 5 rookies to this team or whatever, or 4. Instead, we'll only draft 2 in the top 5, which I think is beautiful work. So let's go see who those 2 players will be. So we got Boston taking Stokes, of course. Denver's going to take Mika, which I would have taken him had he fallen, and now we get to take here. So we got Caleb Holt, Brandon McCoy. So this is going to be kind of an interesting decision. So Taj Ariza definitely sticks out. We have a 6'9" guy who I think would be necessary at our... I mean, we kind of need a new power forward for the future, which is why I kind of like this idea. But I can't deny that McCoy and Caleb Holt would be good too. Although I do kind of like what we have with George, who we just paid. And of course, also Walter Clayton, which I'm hoping he develops into something. So I do think we should probably take the talent, though. I mean, do we just take Caleb Holt and Brandon McCoy and call it good? I think I'm going to go ahead and take Brandon McCoy here to start things off at pick 4 or 3. And Chicago's going to take Caleb Holt. So I think that's going to result in me taking Taj Ariza. So 2 guys welcoming them to the Jazz. And we can probably two-way this time. So we'll do that. And boom, that's done. So options, got Moreno, which I guess I'm going to go ahead and decline that. We just got him off. Well, now accept it. We just got him from the Spurs trade. So we'll accept all these. Is there anything I want to decline? Like, I mean, I like Cody Williams, but I'm not really sure if he's going to turn into anything for us. So do we just decline? I mean, look at his number, his efficiency. It's just so bad. I actually think I'm going to go ahead and decline that 4th-year option on him, funny enough. So I'm going to do that because I just don't ever see him being a big part of what we're doing right now. So here is your free agents. It's Cody Williams and Keldon Johnson. So he's now asked for $18 million, which there's no plans of bringing him back on that. But all right, so now kind of need to figure out what this point guard situation is going to look like. So Collier is starting to develop into something as well. So he might be a trade candidate because we're probably prioritizing George, Clayton, and McCoy now out of the equation too. And then, whoops, that's the Kings. Then we got Harwell and Arenas, which I don't know what Harwell is going to turn into. We got Ace Bailey and Taj Ariza, but I think we might end up moving Ariza to the 4. And then we got Filipowski and Kessler, which I still like. Okay, so I think it all depends on what kind of Clayton develops into on, if we do something crazy like that. So I think the only thing I'm going to be looking to do is signing a backup power forward or a backup small forward, I should say, or a starting power forward if we wanted to go that route too. But we have to keep in mind on how much we're about to be paying guys here soon. So I don't want it to go too crazy in free agency. So if there's like a Grant Williams or a Muhammad Gay we could sign or something like that, we need a 3, like I said. So Cody Williams, I guess we could have brought him back for another season and just lived with that. But we decided against that route. So I'm going to go ahead and I think just sign give me like a Jordan Walsh off the bench for a year. I think we'll go a team option on that and we'll see if he turns into anything for us. And I think that's all we're going to do. So we're basically, once again, just relying on the youth movement. And that's kind of what it's been this whole video. But we've had some really good picks. So we'll see if those guys start to turn anything. We need Ace Bailey to turn up. We need George Kessler. We need Taj Ariza and Elijah Arenas, like all those guys to turn up. So we got 88 Ace Bailey, 87 George. We got an 84 Filipowski, 82 Arenas, 81, and then 80 Clayton, 78 Harwell. Collier's up to an 85 now. He definitely could be a trade candidate at the trade deadline, especially with the investment of Brandon McCoy. But we'll have to see. But all right, I will see you guys with the rotation going to year 3. Could we be a play-in team this year? I do think it's a possibility, but we'll have to see. So our 3.5 balanced system right now, and here's what the rotation looks like. So it's Keontae George, Elijah Arenas, Ace Bailey, Hendricks, Kessler, Collier, Filipowski, Clayton, Brandon McCoy, and Isaiah Harwell. So that leaves like Walsh and Ariza not getting minutes right now, which does suck. But I do think there's a possibility that we make some kind of consolidation trade, some kind of aggressive trade at the deadline. I mean, we know we're about to have to pay some people, so what better way to maybe bring in like a player to lead us? I don't know. It all depends on what's available at the deadline, but I don't anticipate paying Collier. We can't pay both him and George. I think that would be really detrimental to our future. So I think Collier is going to be a prime trade candidate at the trade deadline, and we'll have to see what else we can maybe do. But I'm hoping that we're a good team. That's the first and foremost. Hoping we're starting to like show some promise. And if there is a possibility of making some type of trade, then we may jump on it. So at the trade deadline, as I promised, guys, we are going to be trading away Isaiah Collier. There's just no room to pay this guy after this season, as he is a really good overall, but unfortunately having to pay him would just hurt us, basically. So with McCoy just being drafted, I think it makes more sense if he's moved somewhere else. So Clippers offered me their late first-round pick, you know, from a couple years, or I guess from 2025, obviously, and he has another year of team control, so I think he makes sense. We have to take on Chris Boucher's contract, which we might be able to do without Boucher. I think I'll just do this straight up if they want to. So yeah, I don't even want Boucher's salary. So that's going to free up some point guard logjam. We kind of already have it still with Walter Clayton and Brandon McCoy. But, you know, now we got Yannick. I don't know how to say that last name, but he is now involved too. Filipowski could probably slide to the 4 now, technically, if we wanted to do that. Because right now our power forward situation is kind of like not solved, I would say. I think the power forward spot is still like the position I'm trying to solve the most. I mean, maybe we just give it to Filipowski. I mean, we're going to have to probably pay him. I don't know how much he's going to ask for, but hopefully it's nothing too crazy. So let's see. So Hendricks is willing to resign, but obviously I'm not really sure if we're keeping him. Everyone else is not willing to sign an extension right now. So we'll have to see what Filipowski's asking for in the offseason. But we're right now a play-in team, so hopefully that continues to stay that way, but we'll have to see. At the end of this season, Luka wins MVP. Stokes is your Rookie of the Year. He also wins 6-man. Wemby is your DPOY. Caleb Wilson most improved in Brooklyn. Booker's your clutch player, and Kidd is your Coach of the Year. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, and All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team, All-Rookie first team, and All-Rookie second team. So McCoy does end up making it. So we are a play-in team. And by the way, a lot better of a season this year. We went 40 and 42, almost got 500, which is really nice. So obviously the team is really starting to come together, but here were your stats for the season. So you had 22.5 from Ace Bailey, so he's starting to really show his promise. 19 from Arenas, 17 from George, 10 from Walter Clayton, 10 from Filipowski, 9 from Hendricks, 9 from Kessler, and 8 from Brandon McCoy. So is that a Shams tweet? No, it's not. Never mind. Okay, so now let's go ahead and see if we can win a couple playing games that actually get into the dance. That's going to be interesting to see. We get Golden State in round 1 of the play-in. We only have to win 1 to get in, so let's see if we're able to do that. We are on the road. I don't even know what the Warriors look like. I forgot to look. We take the lead here late. Now, can we take it back? And oh my goodness, I don't know what just happened. Bailey gets it done. Was there a game winner? I think there was. It looked like it. So Walter Clayton with the jump shot with no time on the clock. What a W win there. So we are in the playoffs, and we get to play Minnesota, which of course these two teams made a trade together a while back, and I don't think even Gobert is indeed still there. So these teams do have some history obviously with the trade, and now it's time to see how far we can get in the actual playoffs. So here's our full 9-man rotation, which I'm excited about. So like McCoy, Walsh, Ariza are not getting minutes right now, which does suck, but hey, we'll see how it goes. So game 1 is going to go to Minnesota. Game 2 is going to go to them as well. So we may not be ready to be like a contender yet, but we do win game 4, so I guess we're not totally dead. So let's see if we can maybe win game 5 and make things a little interesting. We're on the road to Minnesota. If we take them back for a game 6 in Utah, they might want to take a deep breath, but I think they're going to take care of business. So a gentleman's sweep, but again, the future is so promising based off what we just saw. Bulls, Mavericks, and the Bulls, they get Luka Doncic every time. I really wish that didn't happen so damn much, but maybe when Josh Giddey gets re-signed in real life, that'll change, assuming he does anyway. Buddy Hield's going to retire in the Utah Jazz, which is so random. And then, of course, we have lottery picks probably from other teams that I didn't even take into account. So let's see. It looks like we're getting at least 1 from the Celtics, which is that trade we made for Markkanen, which is awesome. So let's see what that's about to turn into. So It's going to be 10th overall pick, so we get to add another rookie. Whoever we add, they probably won't play much, 10 and 17. So at this point, we kind of have the kind of rotation we're trying to roll with. Will Hardy, I think, showed some promise in this season, so I don't think I'm going to fire him. I'm going to let him kind of play it out. I think this year he has to make the playoffs. If he doesn't, we move on. So let's see what we get with pick 10 to add to this equation. Whoever we drafted, like I said, is going to be just kind of a guy we stash in reserve. So Lincoln Cosby will be the pick out of Kentucky. And then at pick, whatever is on the board here, Marty Barnes, Calvin McCaw. I mean, maybe we could start taking like some power forwards because, again, power forward is still kind of a thing for us where we're figuring it out. But I think Filipowski is going to be the guy. Cosby was a 79 overall, so he might play right away. Walsh will be declined, and then Harwell, Yannick, and Clayton Arenas, Ace Bailey will all be accepted. Qualifying offers, Moreno is a free agent. I think I'll go ahead and extend that just in case, and Filipowski. Hopefully Filipowski's not asking for too much money. Oh man, it's a 30 million ask. I mean, I think we can get him to day 12 though, unlike George and Kessler. So Clayton, McCoy, and George, and then Harwell, and then we got Cosby, who we just drafted, Ariza, Hendricks, and Kessler, and Yannick. So I think the only thing we need to look to do is add Filipowski, and that's it. So I think if that's all we get out of this, I think that'd be probably the best way to go about things. So renounce. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's not renounce Filipowski. Let's renounce everybody else though. So Filipowski, I'm hoping to take him to day 12. He's our starting power forward right now, and I think it's going to have to stay that way. So as long as we get him to day 12, we should be able to get him for cheaper than what we've had to pay George and Kessler, and that would be a beautiful thing. If he still asks for too much money, maybe just let him come back on the qualifying offer, I guess. But I would like to pay him. So let's say it's like 22 million. I think that's not bad. Let's say maybe 3 years. 20. Can we get him to like 20 million-ish? 20.5 for 3 years. He will accept that. Okay, so that feels like a good deal. I'll take that. And now it is time to see what player progression is looking like. So we got a 92 Ace Bailey, an 87 Elijah Arenas, an 84 McCoy, an 83 Walter Clayton, an 82 Harwell, an 82 Ariza. So like a lot of things to figure out with the rotation going to next season, but we will figure it out. And this team, like I said, I'm hoping this is the year that we're actually in the playoffs, top 5 seed or something like that, and it's really going to determine what Will Hardy's future here is in Utah if we're not. So here's a rotation going to this season. So they do want to go ahead and start Brandon McCoy, which I don't hate, with Arenas, Ace Bailey, Filipowski, Kessler, George, Harwell, Clayton, and Ariza. So is there a possibility we would trade George at the trade deadline? I mean, it's possible. We'll have to kind of see. We also need like shot balance tendencies to be a little balanced here. So George's, I think, could come down with him come off the bench now, and then Arenas is very high, and Harwell's is pretty high as well. I know McCoy's is probably decently high. So yeah, I think Arenas, Ace Bailey, and McCoy being the scorers makes the most sense on this team. So that's really the most ideal thing we can do. Something like that, I think, would work. So Power Rank has us 8th overall. We need to make the playoffs this year. If we don't, then we're in trouble. I do think there's a high likelihood that we are, in fact, in the playoffs. We start off really hot, so hopefully that continues and we can go win it, maybe even win a championship this year. That's still something I think could be possible. We really need to win one. It's been a while since I've won a championship in a rebuild, so if we could get that today, that would be fantastic. So DeBanza represents MVP for the Pistons. Solomon's your Rookie of the Year. Giddy's your 6th man in Portland. Wimby's your depoy. Silo's your most improved, and Max is your clutch player, and Kidd is your coach of the year, and Hobson is your executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. Ace Bailey makes it, which is great. 23 and 9. Really awesome to see that. And here's an offensive team. So no Kessler this time, but we are a top 3 seed in the West, which is what we wanted to see. It's beautiful, and I'm very happy to see that. But now it is time to figure out if this team is legit in the playoffs. We were in the playoffs last year from the play-in. This time you had 23 from Ace Bailey, 22 from Arenas, 17 from McCoy, 12 from George, and then 11 from Harwell, 11 from Filipowski, 10 from Clayton, 8 from Ariza, 8 from Kessler, and 3 and 3 from Yannick when he played. Okay, now it's time to figure out if we can win a series. I do think we have a high likelihood of going far, but we're going to have to kind of see how it goes. So, and we still have guys that deserve minutes that aren't even playing for us yet. So New Orleans, which is just kind of a weird mess right now in real life. I'm not really sure what to think of them. We get to play them in round 1. So let's see how this is about to go. Game 1 is going to go to West, beat them 148 to 133. So that's a great start. Game 2 is going to go to us as well. So far, so good. They do win game 3. We win game 4, and we will get out of the first round. So that's awesome. But we may be seeing the oops, I accidentally hit the mic. But we may be seeing the Spurs. Okay, San Antonio. who have Fox still, which I'm surprised by that. They usually get rid of him pretty quickly. So we have Fox, Castle, Carter Bryant, Sohan, Wimby, Dylan Harper. Do they still have Markkanen? They do. He's just regressed down to an 81 overall. So yeah, I think it's safe to say we dodged a bullet by getting rid of him. I mean, he would have been making 53 million at an 81 overall. That would have been not ideal. So they do have a good team though in San Antonio. So they've been kind of the team that's been stopping me lately. So it would not shock me in the slightest if we do lose. So let's go ahead and simcast game 1 because we need to beat the Spurs to get even, you know, this is going to be probably our toughest matchup if I had to guess. And we've had game 1 control the whole time, but I knew it. I had a feeling they were going to come back and take game 1. I mean, Dallas and OKC are always tough too. So, but thankfully that was a close game in San Antonio. So maybe we could bounce back with a game 2 victory and have a 1-1 series going into Utah. I think that'd be great if we could make that happen. This time we might be able to. So we are going to win game 2. So we're still in the clear right now. 27, 26, and 24. Big game 3 coming up. Can we win it? I'm going to sim through game. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Does go to us. So that's a good sign. Okay, now simcast game 4. Let's see if we can go 3-1 on the San Antonio Spurs. If we can do that, we have a chance. But I would not, you know, I would not feel comfortable yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they came back from 3-1. Okay, so I'm still going to go into simcast. Harwell had the big game there too. But I'm still going to simcast. They got Ariza starting for this one, which I don't hate. I kind of drafted him to ideally play power forward for us eventually. So can we win game 5 and avoid game 6 and game 7? This goes to 7, we're in trouble, man. But it's a close game 5 right now. We hang on. No, 125 to 128. Okay. I'm gonna go 8-man rotation. Backs against the wall. We need to get this game 6 win. If we go to a game 7, just kiss it goodbye. Like, I think we'd be dead. Let's see. Can we avoid game 7? Oh boy, we're going to a game 7, I think, unless we come. Nope. Oh, I told you, man, when it went up 3-1, I had a feeling that this was far from over, and the Spurs are gonna do it to us, aren't they? We need a big game 7. Start off hot in the first quarter. Just keep that momentum up, please. Second and third quarter looks good. I think we did it. Oh my gosh, we escaped barely, but we did, and we're in the conference finals now. Chicago and Miami. My nose is itching like crazy, which you've probably noticed. Don't know why. We got Marcus Johnson, Jalen Green, Cooper Flagg, AD, Danny Wolf, Lively, Gafford, Sadiq Bey, and Justin Champagny. You know, I will say, actually, I'm not going to put it in the atmosphere. They don't even have Kyrie Irving anymore. Does that give us a chance? We'll see. So I am going to go back to 9-man rotation though for game 1. So game 1 is going to go to Dallas. Game 2 is, of course, going to go to them as well. So we got to win game 3 and 4 at home. If we don't, even with no Kyrie Irving, the Mavericks seem just unstoppable to this point. But if we win game 3, we're back alive. And, oh, can we squeeze it out? Oh, my gosh, overtime. Whew, take a deep breath. We barely, just barely won that game. And it went to overtime. Chicago is in the finals. Can we tie this series, though, and get ourselves a chance here? So we've had to lead most of the game, but wouldn't surprise me they came back here. And we are going to tie the series. So 108 to 136. Dallas is always tough. And now it's time to see if we can go on the road and win game 5 to take a 3-2 lead. Can we do it? It's looking like a close game, but can we take it here at the end? Oh my gosh, we did. I thought we lost. Okay, we're up 3-2. Man, oh man, all we got to do is win game 6 and we're in the finals. Come on, it's been a while since your boys won a championship. Can we make it happen by beating the Mavericks here to get to the finals? It's looking good right now, but they are going to come back. It's going to be a very close game down the stretch. We need a big fourth quarter. Wake up. We've only scored 12 so far in the fourth. What are we doing, man? We're at home. Close this game out. And we're not going to, I don't think. I think we are indeed going to a game 7, which is just absolutely heartbreaking. What a heartbreaker, man. I thought we had this, and now we go to a game 7. Okay, game 7. Fingers crossed it swings our way, but let's see. So first quarter does go to a win for us, but second quarter is going to go to them. Third quarter, it's again, they're closing the gap slowly but surely, and I have a feeling it's coming, and it is. And they're going to go on a run. They're going to go on a run. Of course they are, unless we come back here, but I mean, maybe no. So heartbreaking. 126 to 134. Unbelievable. And the Mavericks going to win a championship. So we barely escaped the Spurs. We almost escaped the Mavericks. Even with no Kyrie Irving, they're still tough to beat. I'm not giving up on that note. Obviously, there's still a lot more that could be done. I think we go another season here. I think we bring, I mean, look, the Mavericks get to add the #1 overall pick now from the Luka Doncic trade. So maybe Nico Harrison's a genius all along. I don't know, but holy crap. Okay, so I am going to bring Will Hardy back because he got us to the finals. So let's bring him back. And now it's time for a brutal offseason to figure out. So do we even have draft picks? Like, I kind of hope we don't. We have 16 and 26. I'm going to let the assistant GM take care of those because which they all get signed, which is good. But at this point, we're all in on trying to just win with what we have. Like, we don't really need to add more young talent to this team as much. Like, it's going to come naturally, obviously, but I don't want to focus on it. So, wow, there's a lot of free agents to worry about. So Kessler was, our center. I mean, I think ideally we keep the team together for the most part. We're not bringing Hendricks back, but Ace Bailey. Clayton is an interesting one because as much as I want to bring him back, it may not make sense to bring him. Well, because George is still making money on this team too. Man, I think I might have to let Clayton go with how expensive this team is right now. So I hate to do that. I really do, but I don't know if I have a choice. So I think I'm going to let Walton Clayton walk. And then we're going to re-sign, I guess, Yannick here because we need a backup 5. Yeah, Clayton, as much as I hate to do it, I think it makes more sense if you walk, which I hate. I mean, qualifying offer is still an option too, which I wouldn't hate the idea of. So if he comes back on that, I'm not going to be mad at it. So player progression, let's see. And he is. Okay, that's fine. So we got 94 Ace Bailey, 90 Arenas, 89, 88 McCoy, 87 Harwell. I mean, getting him from that trade with, who was it, Cody Williams? Was it Cody Williams or what? No, it was Sensabaugh. Damn, that trade's turned well for us. Cosby and Clayton are up in the background. So yeah, it's a damn good looking team, but let's see if this next season has what it's in store for us on trying to bring home a title to Utah. The first seed in the West this year, which is great and all, but of course the main goal remains winning a championship. So you had 23 from Ace Bailey, 20 from Arena, 16 from McCoy, 16 from George, and 15 from Harwell. So this very well could be the final chance at winning it all, but hopefully it goes in our way. We'll see. So now I'm in rotation in the playoffs, and we're hoping to get back to, I mean, it does suck to draw the Thunder for our first round matchup. Man, that's kind of annoying, but we win game 1. Usually the Thunder aren't that intimidating in 2K, which is weird because they should be, but they're usually pretty easy to beat, and so far that remains true. We sweep them. So, Stackman on Golden State. So I wasn't that nervous when we were playing the Thunder, I will say. And I don't feel nervous about playing either one of these teams, thankfully, but that could be, famous last words. So we'll see. The Kings did beat me in the last video, but that's because they had the Banza. So let's see if we can take out one of them. So it is going to be the Kings. So again, usually I feel fine with playing the Kings. I mean, they have Gigi Jackson, who's, I guess Maxi's their best player, which Maxi's a good player, don't get me wrong, but, it ain't no Ace Bailey or what we have right now. So let's see. Game 1, up 1-0. Game 2, up 2-0. So far, so good. And we might sweep so far. So we're looking good. But now it is time to play the team that did beat us last year. And that is the Dallas Mavericks, who have kind of the same team. We went to 7 with them last year. Let's see how it's going to go this time. So game 1 is going to go to us. So a much better start than last year. So we'll take that. Let's simcast game 2, though, because I would love nothing more than to, go up 2-0 on the Mavericks right now and put ourselves in prime position to get to the finals. And it's looking good at the moment, but will they come back late? And no, they will not. So we're up 2-0 just like that. All we got to do is hang on for a game and win game 3. Or, just win one of these next 2. And we're up 3-1 or 3-0. Like, just win one of these next 2, and we're in a great position. So far, so good, though. And we are going to win game 3. So we're up 3-0. We couldn't possibly blow a 3-0 lead here, would we? And no, we sweep them. So far, we've not lost a single game in the West. Holy moly, we may avoid Luka Doncic as well. Miami does have Darren Peterson, though, so that's kind of scary. But, I mean, I don't know. Who would I rather play? I'm not sure. But we have made it to the finals. McCoy and Peterson, I believe same draft class, or am I tripping? 2026 was McCoy. Is McCoy in 2026 or 2027? I think it's 2027, actually. McCoy, yeah, not same draft class. But man, this is our chance right now. It has been a while since we have won a championship in a video. Will it finally change? Game 1 goes to us. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3 up 2-1. That was the first game we lost these all playoffs, by the way. And it's going to be the only game we lose. We just went 16-1 and brought a championship to Utah. So finally, a championship comes our way. I mean, look at the roster we put together. It's really easy when you have a bunch of young guys. And look how deep we are, man. Like, even, like, these guys weren't even getting minutes down here. That's how crazy deep we were. And I'm glad we were able to keep Walter Clayton as well part of this too, because obviously new rookie for them in real life. But Thank y'all for watching. This is Crushables. I will see you on the next one. I just recorded this before all the Summer League games today on the 10th, so that's going to be fun. Cooper Flag tonight, and I think any other game starting at 2:30 for my time. But, man, I'm excited. This is Crushables. See you on the next one. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.